have to love swimming to really do this sport. You can't have like a near drowning experience. This is not the place. This is not the time to work out your near drowning experience when you were 12.
Oh, I love the adrenaline rush. I like getting smacked in the face with the water, peel your eyelids back.
The thing about riverboarding is you get really one-on-one with the river, real kind of personal involvement with the river.
You see, every part of your body starts to feel something. You know, when you're in a thundering hole and the waves breaking on your back and the sun's blazing and the little drops of water are like little diamonds frozen in the sky all around your head, and you're surfing in a big hole, the water is going underneath your chin at about 100 miles an hour. And what could possibly be better?
But being bounced around, just a good ride. It's like an e-ticket ride.
People love it when they do it. But there's such this barrier of you know, customization. People think that it's suicide. They think that it's, you know, I think you're going to freeze. I think you're going to hit rocks. And it takes a lot of education to make them understand it's really one of the safest ways to go down river.
Rafting is, you know, is like being in a big bus. You know, it's you know, it's sometimes called a big rubber bus. And then kayaking, it's, you know, Bob has described it like fencing, you know, a little jab here, there, you know, maneuverable and all that kind of stuff. Whereas in riverboarding, because you're just a part of the river, it's like wrestling. You're just right in the water, and your contact with the water is the best.
I'm not the first guy to ever jump in a river and swim down it or grab a log and swim down the river. I mean, people have been doing that for millions of years. I saw some rescue guys run down the river on a board, and I decided to take my board down, little ocean board. I got it at Kmart, you know, and went down the river, and I sank and I froze and had a great time, but, you know, I realized the gear needed to be improved. So as the years went by, I kept trying different things, you know, like air mattresses and big blocks of foam and bottoms of boats. And one year, it was 86, I think. I carved my own board for the ocean. Well, it didn't work very well in the ocean. It was a big floppy thing. But when I took it downriver, it was fantastic. It worked great. The dangers of river running are always the kind of the same regardless of the sport. You know, it's getting swept downstream, getting really cold, getting held underwater, and you know, getting punched by a wave or a rock, knocks your breath out, maybe getting a breath of water. And you have to watch out for those things. That'll, no matter what you're doing, no matter what kind of craft you're in, if that happens to you, you know, you start to get in trouble. In riverboarding, you're not going to ever get people with hypothermia, which is like the main source of disaster in a rafting situation. You aren't going to get people that are going to be pitoning or, you know, diving underwater and finding rocks underwater because you have so much flotation. So really, we've eliminated two of the most dangerous things in all of whitewater. The things that kill kayakers are like bridging and entrapments, where the boat actually gets stuck on boulders. So, well, that can't happen in a riverboard because it's so short. It turns out that half the boards that I make are sold to rescue teams for swiftwater rescue. They're specified for swiftwater rescue by different rescue organizations around the country. And because they're customized for running rivers, they stick to your body, and because they're so big, you're able to rescue an unconscious victim. And so they're used for rescue, and they're also used for recreation. And we're going to be doing a recreational thing today.
It's being out of control, but actually in control, sort of. The river kind of throws you for a loop, and you have to control chaos.
right there up there on the fun meter.
Come out. What are you riding? Oh, that's your trick, Cory.
I cannot compare this to anything I've ever done before.
As they challenge the swollen whitewater rinse cycle of California's Yuba River. Don't go anywhere. The river in Norway's beautiful Heidel Valley, located about 120 miles northwest of Oslo. The season is from May to September and features good runs even after the snow melt is finished. New Zealand's Kawarau River. From November to March, this river, known for its big volume of water, offers challenges to beginners and experts alike. The Rio Biobío in Chile. At 45 miles, the nation's longest river, it is still considered one of the world's great whitewater locations, despite the recent addition of a dam that blocks access to the infamous Royal Flush Canyon. The Zambezi River in Africa, forming the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe. It features warm, big water in a spectacular, steep-walled gorge. The North Fork of the Yuba River in California. From April to June, this 18-mile American classic offers a series of challenging Class 4 and Class 5 rapids. The great Yuba River.
Which is in California, and that's the North American mecca for riverboarding. Even though the state has more than 1,200 dams on its rivers and streams, it still has more quality whitewater than any other place on the continent.
All right, let's go there now and ride the big water with Mike Doyle, Cory Perry, and Peter Cameron, three of the best and most extreme riverboarders you're ever going to see.
The Yuba River in the Sierra Nevada mountains in California is notorious for its white water, but the maytag is in a class all its own.
There's one place on the river that has a lot of carnage, as we say it, then maytag's the place.
On a riverboard, you can get away with a lot more than you could, maybe say in a raft, and you can punch stuff. Big stuff, you just get some speed and duck your head and just try to power through it. And if you don't, then you deal with what happens to you.
Well, you try not to be scared. You just get in there and, you know, control yourself, have fun with the board, and deal with what you got.
Maytag's kind of a nemesis for a lot of our guides in terms of, you know, we pull over, scout it, give everyone the option to run it or not. Once they see it, it's really intimidating.
You know, the river goes around the rocks, and that's what you do too. And you never worry about swimming because you're already swimming. So we say, you know, nothing worse could possibly happen because the worst has already happened. You're already swimming.
Oh, that'll be totally sweet. What happens if I get stuck in the hole?
At the bottom, there's a hole that we call the rinse cycle. So if you make it over the drop and you make if you're on line, you'll miss the rinse cycle. If you're offline a little bit, you'll go right into the hole, get recirculated. In a hydraulic, like in a reversal, we call it, it's when the water goes over a hole or over a rock and forms a void on the other side. It's a big white foamy hole, and that's in a riverboard. You can surf those.
And to surf these waves, you can think of it like an ocean wave. See, that's a breaker, and in the ocean, you want to get the breaker behind you and surf down the face. Well, that's what we're trying to do here. You see this green tine that goes up, that's the face of the wave. and the breaker on the back is the backwater. It's actually going upstream. So you like to get in there with the flat part of the board, skating, planing on top of this fast-moving water, nose pointed upstream, and the breaker breaking on your back. If you get in that position, then you're actually falling down the face of the wave, and you're in perpetual motion, you're in stasis, you're in gravitational equilibrium, you're in the low energy node. It's the easiest thing to do. You're actually coasting, you don't have to kick.
First I grunt a couple times, and then I grit my teeth and just get myself psyched up.
That's right, that was yours. I had a good run. That was all right.
That was insane.
Magic tonight. I got stomped. I got stomped the first time. I dropped it, got a little bigger part of the hole than I wanted. It was a little white for a while, a little dark and white, noisy.
I want to know
And then it got quiet.
Cory, tell about what it was like when you went deep in the hole.
It was pretty scary. I wanted my mom. No, it was just very. I went pretty deep. It was quiet and it was dark.
Yeah, what's with letting go of your board too, Cory?
I think I didn't like. I think it got ripped out of my hand. I think it was ripped as my shoulder too. Oh man, I was completely haired. I was hyperventilating, going. Actually, I was storing oxygen, and I'm going. Okay, way left, way left, way left, and I went way so far left that I went dropped over that bing, that little thing like that.
Did you guys see it? You saw the complete underside of Tony's board. Totally dry. Woo-hoo! Boom.
I left it. I did a nice dive under that wall.
So you guys ready for Sun and Maytag?
Ready for Sun and Maytag. Let's do a little bit more.
Water's thundering all around you, and you just can't think of anything else, but why is this so much fun for me? This place was made for me. Why?
Wow, some pretty hot riverboarders, huh?
Pretty fearless.
Remember, though, if you want to try riverboarding, you should learn how to read the water to avoid those river entrapments.
You'll need to be relatively fit, and you've also got to be a strong swimmer. As you saw in the piece, you'll need some pretty specialized protective equipment.
Yeah, and make sure you hire a good guide and get personalized training before you head into the white water.
And never board alone. You do not want to be up the yuba without a paddle.
Coming up next, Discovery Channel profiles the scientific breakthroughs and innovations that are shaping our future. Join us for cable's premiere series on science and technology on Beyond 2000. Explore your world on the Discovery Channel.
Shh.